Daniel wasn't born with advantages, didn't inherit money, and never had influential connections. At 22, he was living in a small shared flat in East London, with damp creeping along the corners of the walls, a narrow bed pushed against a window that barely kept the cold out, and a bank account that rarely rose above £300. He worked 6 days a week in a coffee shop, preparing lattes for people who spoke casually about investments, property portfolios, and tech startups, while he pretended not to listen, though every word reminded him that he felt stuck. He didn't hold a prestigious university degree, didn't have a mentor, didn't have a clear roadmap, yet he possessed something many overlook: a relentless hunger to change his circumstances. One evening, after closing the cafe, exhausted and smelling faintly of roasted beans, he returned to his flat, opened his aging laptop, and began watching videos about emerging technologies. And that was when he first heard about a research company called OpenAI and a tool known as ChatGPT. People claimed it could write persuasive copy, generate business ideas, build code, structure marketing plans, and analyze information within seconds. At first, he assumed it was another wave of exaggerated online hype, but something shifted inside him when he heard a sentence that lingered in his thoughts: "The people who learn artificial intelligence now will hold an unfair advantage for the next decade." He barely slept that night. At 5 in the morning, before his shift began, he opened his laptop and began experimenting. He didn't fully understand what he was doing, but he asked questions, requested it to act as a marketing strategist, as a business consultant, as a senior software engineer. He discovered that he could ask the system to teach him skills step by step that previously felt reserved for those who could afford expensive degrees. For 90 consecutive days, he transformed his routine, rising early to learn with AI, working long hours at the cafe, returning home to practice what he had studied, while others scrolled endlessly through social media. He drafted digital service proposals. One afternoon, he decided to take a risk and contacted 10 small local businesses offering to improve their online presence through automation and AI-driven content strategies. 9 ignored him. 1 declined politely, but a small independent company in Manchester agreed to hear his proposal. Daniel used AI to analyze competitors, identify weaknesses in their digital presence, and design a structured content plan. He charged £300 for his first project. It was modest, yet to him it represented validation. He worked intensely for a week, using AI to craft persuasive captions, generate creative campaign concepts, outline posting schedules, and optimize messaging. Within weeks, the business noticed measurable improvements. Referrals began to appear. Daniel realized something fundamental. Artificial intelligence was not the business itself, it was the multiplier. He refined his systems. While traditional freelancers spent hours drafting proposals manually, he used structured prompts to produce tailored presentations in minutes. While others built campaigns piece by piece, he automated processes. While many hesitated, he executed. Within 6 months, he was earning £8,000 per month. The day he resigned from the cafe, he did not deliver a dramatic speech. He simply expressed gratitude and walked out. That evening, he walked through the city feeling, perhaps for the first time, that he had regained control of his life. Yet he did not slow down. He began studying scalable business models, asking AI to simulate the thinking patterns of 7-figure agency founders. He constructed internal frameworks, reusable templates, and automated systems. He launched a boutique digital agency without a physical office and without a large staff, relying instead on AI-enhanced workflows. He integrated design assistance tools, predictive analytics, and automated client communications. Gradually, his clientele expanded from small independents to mid-sized brands seeking efficiency. Within a year, his monthly revenue exceeded £50,000. However, the most significant transformation was psychological. He recognized that most people do not fail because of lack of talent, but because they adapt too slowly. While public debate revolved around whether AI would eliminate jobs, he was building one. Eventually, he diversified, documenting his processes and sharing insights on productivity, automation, and digital leverage. His audience grew because he spoke from lived experience rather than theory. He launched an accessible course outlining the exact systems he had built. He did not sell fantasies. He taught structured implementation. His annual earnings surpassed £1 million. He purchased his own property, supported his parents, and reinvested into technology ventures. Yet he never forgot his origin. One day, he returned to the same coffee shop where he once worked. He ordered a coffee, sat quietly in the corner where he had listened to conversations about ambition, and left a generous tip, not for attention, but as a symbol. When someone later asked him the secret to his transformation, he replied calmly, "I did not use artificial intelligence to avoid effort. I used it to multiply my capability." He explained that technology does not replace ambition, it amplifies it. He emphasized that the difference between those who remain stagnant and those who progress is not intelligence or luck, but immediate implementation. He also acknowledged mistakes, clients he lost, campaigns that failed, strategies that misfired. Yet he analyzed each setback using data and AI-assisted insights, identifying patterns and adjusting swiftly. His true advantage was not superior knowledge, but accelerated learning. He understood that modern wealth is built at the intersection of human judgment and technological leverage. He never surrendered critical thinking to algorithms. He used them as instruments, not masters. Over time, he began mentoring aspiring entrepreneurs who felt trapped as he once had. He consistently repeated a principle: artificial intelligence does not transform your life. You transform your life when you decide to use it strategically. His journey began in a cramped, rented room and evolved into a bright office overlooking the skyline. But more valuable than the view was the clarity. He realized that in the digital era, coming from nothing no longer means lacking opportunity. It means standing at the starting line with access to tools once reserved for corporations. Daniel's story was not a tale of sudden fortune. It was the compound result of curiosity, discipline, and rapid adaptation. It demonstrated that the future belongs to those who learn ahead of the curve and act while others hesitate. Perhaps the most powerful truth of all is that nothing he built was inaccessible to someone with an internet connection and determination. He required no permission, no prestigious endorsement, no inherited network. He required a decision because ultimately, the divide between those who merely observe technological revolutions and those who benefit from them is simple. One group consumes, the other constructs, and Daniel chose to construct.